Are you looking to save at least $10K in taxes this year? Safi Russell here, CPA, with your next S Corp Straight Talk episode. Today's a case study time. So in going through the initial consultation with this practice owner, we found that the S Corp strategy report was the next best move for them to truly see the impact of the S Corp election on their taxes. And before diving into the numbers, one of the things that I discovered was, hey, you have two different businesses, right? One was a PLLC with a private practice, and the other was contract work being done under their individual name. And I said, let's find out if there's a way to combine that so that everything is under the PLLC, and therefore we could potentially maximize the S Corp election. And so now we found out that that was the case. And so now there were three scenarios. One was keeping everything as is. Everything is going to be taxed pretty much like a sole proprietor. Option two, transition the PLLC to an S Corp and keep the contract work as self-employed, sole proprietor work. Option three, put everything under the PLLC and have the PLLC taxed as an S Corp. What we found after going through those scenarios was that there was at least a 10K savings. And we also had to make sure to consider the change in reasonable compensation when the work was kept separate versus combined. And at times, if your reasonable comp jumps up a lot in terms of how much you need to pay yourself because now you're incorporating all of the hours that you work instead of part-time, that could potentially have drastic changes in your numbers. So it was good to assess all three scenarios. And at the end of the day, there was at least 10K savings between the two options. And so my client went with what was best for them. And that's the key. I give you the information, we discuss the pros and cons, and then you can make an informed decision instead of just going by what some person on social media said, or just going by a random figure that an accountant has given you without any support. All right. So go ahead and grab your free checklist about my 7 points of what to consider regarding the S Corporation. And if you're ready to jump into that initial 30-minute conversation and find out potentially if the S Corp is a good for you, go ahead and let me know. DM me. Grab my consultation link, and I look forward to work with you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.